right, Vindi here. Welcome back. If you've been with me for some time, let's quickly look at NAS. But before I do make sure that you check the description box. There is a link to a Telegram channel, a Vindi Telegram channel. Alternatively, you can just go to Telegram and search for Vindi Forex channel. You will be able to find them. Okay, let's start this particular Shandis. Okay, weekly, we see an engulfing from last week where it sort of covered, not sort of, it actually covered this particular candle right there. You can see that this giant candle is covering that, meaning that stop losses as well coming from buyers who actually took buyers up there were actually wiped. They actually covered. That's what the engulfing does. Okay. So if we move to the next time frame, the daily chart, there isn't much to say on weekly. So if we move to the daily chart, you can see that particular Shandi. So the previous weekly was this one. So if you had a buy here and had your stop maybe down here or somewhere down there, you can see that this bearish candle, it's actually another engulfing that actually took out all possible stops actually from the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles. Why is that so? If I was to explain that, this big candle covers all this. You can see that all these candles there, let me see how many candles are there. This one, like all the 7 candles were covered by this big candle, meaning that all the stop losses there were sort of engulfed and wiped. The stop losses from buyers. If you bought somewhere there, had the stop loss there. If you bought here, had the stop loss there. If you bought here, had the stop loss here, or even in the middle, if you had bought there and had the stop loss, this particular candle there actually dealt with your stop loss. It wiped your stop loss as it went down. Stop losses for buyers, okay, to be specific. Okay, so however, if you remember our, let me just change the template. If you remember our previous weekly analysis, we're actually looking at a correction down to this time dynamic structure. Initially we had the H4 structure which was in play. That was violated. I did update on the private groups. Yes, I did update that, and we're able to find buying positions on that. Okay, we're able to find buys on the, let me see if we can look at that for a minute. So these 2 buying positions, the first one that we had was actually this one right there. It was coming from that structure. The second one was actually this particular one right here as well. Okay, so both these buys were actually coming from this particular dynamic structure to the upside. Okay, that is very important. So those particular trades were shared with the members, the private members. Disclaimer, I don't sell signals. These are people who are part of the course, because I don't like this thing of giving you signals and you don't understand, you don't even know how I'm actually getting them. Okay, so if you're on the course, there should be a lifetime sort of a group there where you get analysis. If you are on the group that was initially created for signals, chances are you're not seeing everything that we are actually doing, because you don't know what we're doing on the course. So but if you want to ask me about signals, I do not sell signals no more. I only share this with people who are part of the course, so that they understand what I'm actually doing. Otherwise, I'm not here to talk about that. Continuing, we can see that these particular guys have actually pushed price up 1. Where to from now? Let's start with buyers. If you're a buyer, where are you gonna buy this particular thing from? Are you gonna wait for it to come back to this dynamic structure? Yes, that is feasible, that is possible. Yes, you can do that. But what are the odds? Okay, so if we were to draw a channel of some sort there, let me just duplicate that. Obviously, you can see that this upper part, the resistance to be specific, it's being challenged, and we are seeing that break to the downside. Obviously, if this thing comes back, one might possibly look for opportunities to buy this lower part of the channel. That is the first scenario of where buyers are most likely to be on daily. But if we were to change a time frame to a different time frame, obviously buyers are also going to change as well. And as a matter of fact, they're going to go up as you change time frame. As you change time frame going low, your buyers are going to be much closer. Okay, as you go high, your buyers are going to be far. Okay, so if you increase time frame, your buyers are going to be what? They're going to be far. If you decrease time frame, they're going to be closer. That's one thing that you can just add up. So now that we've decreased the time frame, remember our buyers are most likely to be hidden somewhere around this point or somewhere around this particular point there. You can see they're much closer. If I was to move horizontal lines, you were gonna see that clear. So let me just duplicate that. If you hold control, these are the 2 points where we're most likely to see buyers. So if I go back, you can see that these ones are not here. Remember, the daily ones are down here, but the ones that we're discussing just now, they are here and there. So they're much closer because we've changed the time frame. That's one trick that you can use. So if you go to H1, they're gonna be much close. You can see they're there on that dynamic structure. So if you're an H1 buyer, obviously gonna wait for this particular support area, yeah, former resistance around there. This is exactly where you're going to wait for that buy. If you go to 30 minutes, it's going to be a different story. You can see that these guys are slightly higher than the H1 ones. They are somewhere around that point. You can see. So as you change time frame going lower, your buyers are going to be very closer, or your sellers are going to be very close. So these are areas where we're most likely to look for buys. I'm not saying that as soon as price gets there, you're going to buy. No, that's the one mistake that a whole lot of you have been doing. You need a strategy to enter. And your strategy should tell you that now it's time to enter. Your strategy should tell you where the stop loss should go. Your strategy should tell you where the target should go. It is very important. Me throwing support and resistance is just me highlighting areas where we can actually buy or sell this particular. It's not necessarily a strategy, an entry strategy per se. Okay, you need to differentiate that. I'm just highlighting structure where I'm most likely to buy or sell. However, for this particular one, if I decide to sell this guy during the week, I'll be counter trend trading. Actually, as a matter of fact, we had a counter trend trade yesterday. Yes, yesterday we had a counter trend trade. Let me see if I can remember. It was a pending order at 13030. See if we can duplicate this. Somewhere around there, it was a pending order, and our first target was at, where was it? It was at, yeah, something like 1297 something. Let me see if I can share that particular trade with you, and I'm going to explain why counter trend trading in this case you need to be careful when you're counter trend trading in an uptrend. Let me see if I can actually share that particular screen. I believe this was the trade. I'm going to explain as to what happened. So this was the trade. As you can see, there's the pending order, and then this thing got triggered, and then it went down to TP1. As soon as it went down to TP1, I alerted the members to say, hey, this thing is very unstable. Let's actually manage our profits. Why did I say it's unstable? Because I could see that the buyers are very strong, despite the fact that price was extremely high on the resistance. Whether you're looking at it from the channel, I know a whole lot of you use trend lines and channels and all that shandies. Despite that, this thing was very strong. That is why we had to quickly move our stop loss to break even. We only managed to make 2% of that. If you're risking 2%, only managed to hit the TP1 on that counter trend trade. So you need to be very careful, because when you're counter trend trading, you need to make sure that you don't put your targets far. Your targets should be super nicely placed. Let me just go back to that screen once more. If you look at this, because we were selling in an uptrend, our target was very close. We're not hoping that price is gonna go down. If it did, that would be super nice. That is why we're paying attention that, hey, look, as soon as this thing goes down, we're going to manage it, because we are actually counter trend trading. We are going against the trend. That is why we're able to manage quickly before there was chaos. So whenever you go against the trend, make sure that you manage your trade differently. Okay, even when you're trend trading, learn to manage your profits nicely. Have a profit threshold. When you see, okay, you've made enough money, just take. Don't be greedy. And yesterday it was Friday. How many of you have blown accounts on Fridays, and you've made money Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday you blow because of excitement or over trade? That is why I saw a buy opportunity presenting itself, but I never engaged. Why? Because we had already had a sell position. So when this buy came, it was actually on 30 minutes, if I remember correctly. When this buy came here with this particular rejection candle, just after breaching the dynamic structure there, actually, it was hitting the 15 minutes and another projected structure there. So as soon as it came down, down there and it presented a buying opportunity on 15 and 30 minutes, I never engaged, because for me it was gonna be, you know what, it was gonna be me actually trying to overtrade, and that's something that you need to limit. Do not overtrade, because once you do that, your emotions are gonna start kicking in. Okay, you're gonna start kick emotions are gonna start kicking in, you're gonna fight. And these particular things, they take place on a Friday mostly. On Monday, everyone is fresh, because Sunday, Saturday, the market is closed. People are doing the analysis and all that's fresh. But as soon as they get hit, now they start catching feelings. As soon as they make money, they start catching feelings as well. They feel invisible, and they end up over trading, and then they blow accounts by Fridays. If they don't blow on Fridays, they carry over losses over the weekend until on Monday. And then when the market opens on Monday, they blow. How many people will text Vindy and say, Vindy, I have a trade from Friday. I hope the market doesn't open with gaps. Exactly that. You guys overtrade on Fridays. Take what you take. If you get hit, stay away on Fridays so that you can refresh on weekend, and then you are able to come back with full force. So buyers, they are sitting here. This is where we're most likely to buy. Sellers, of course, sellers I cannot project because we don't have any structure. This is the highest point. I'm just going to use my counter trend trading strategies to sell these particular shanties. If I want to find a sell, I'm going to use counter trend trading strategies. That's why you need strategies that will allow you to counter trend trade, strategies that will allow you to trade in a range. That is very, very important. Have at least 10 to 15 profitable strategies that you can use, and you'll be able to find trades nicely. And you won't actually force things. Okay. I hope it makes sense. So that's what I'd like to do. Hopefully, on 15 minutes, I'll be looking for a counter trend trade position, and of course, trend trading position. So that's what we're gonna do. Just to wrap this video up, if you are a buyer, we can buy back when this thing comes back to this particular area. Like I said previously, this is for long-term buyers, and already they are engaging, and we're most likely to hit 15K. Check out the previous video that I did on NAS, and you will see that. I'm gonna link it somewhere here so that you can see it. Okay, so that you are able to learn something. Let me know if you're learning something. Type down in the comment section here. Let me know. Hit the like button. Share with your friends. We have how many subscribers? I think we have like 6,000 something. Yeah, we should hit 10K, so that will be super nice. Yeah, otherwise, yes, we are seeing this bias pushing up nicely. Okay, and they're most likely to correct, maybe bank to the upper side of this trend line. This is similar to the US30, aka Dow Jones. If you come down here, it's almost the same things. Daily bias emerged, went up nicely, as you can see. And then what do we have? We do still have that channel there, but draw it properly. Don't force things. You cannot draw it on this point. Those are part of the course. They know how to draw these things nicely and to draw zones nicely. We can use this particular areas there, or regions there, and you can see that this thing actually broke and retested. There was a quick retest there. I can see it once more. Those are part of the course. You should be able to see those quick retests. So you can see here nicely there's a retest that broke, came back again, hit the upper part of the trend line, and it's currently going up. So that is the structure that buyers can lean on. Same thing. It's either you come back, maybe do a deep retracement a little bit, maybe halfway of this particular move, and then you go back up nicely. That's where buyers can sort of get in. But remember, as you change time frame lower, your structures are going to be much closer. You can see that the H1 buyers are actually not even active. They are not attractive. Even they're not. This is not attractive. You need to know your story. This is not attractive at all. You see. So as soon as this thing, it must come back down to this. But right now, this is not attractive. Go to 30 minutes. Again, 30 minutes as well. There are no buyers that are super attractive, because this thing have created new highs. So I know that for counter trend trades, we're going to most likely to find some nice counter trend trades and the sell trades. But for those who want to follow the trend to the upside, wait for these buyers to actually gain traction nicely. But yes, the H1 buyers here on this one, Dow Jones, they're not super nice. The H4 buyers are the ones that I can say, if price was to maybe do a little bit of a quick move, then I will do that. If certain stocks were to misbehave on Monday open, I will actually look for a buy during the stock market open. Okay, so that will be super nice. H41, I'll be tracking this one for buys, but should there be changes, I will update them on the private group or on the public channel. If you don't see me updating anything on the public channels, because I'm updating on the private groups. Do check the links for the private groups. Of course, they are inside the course there. So if you go to the complete course, somewhere on those first chapters, there's a whole bunch of videos here. What's the penny? Okay, here on this one, you can see there's charts, and there's this one for signals. This is on the course. You cannot access these groups unless you are part of the course. I'm not sure if there's a discount code. Check it out. I think it's VIN55. Maybe you'll get 50% discount. I can't remember. I can't remember. Just check it out there. Try it. 50% discount. Maybe let me see. Let me show you if it's possible. Hopefully it won't want me to log in. Okay, let's choose this one. I don't remember. I'm just gonna try it. Okay, here you see where it says, do you have a discount code? Click there. What's that? VIN55. Let's see if it works. Does it work? Oh, yes, it still works. So it says 2,699 instead of 4,000. So you can use the discount code. Super, super nice. It still works. Hopefully it doesn't run out, because they run out. There's like a limited number of those discount codes. Check it out. I wasn't even aware if it still works. Okay. Otherwise, sharp, sharp.